plays. The margin for error is just so slim against an excellent football team like that. And I really thought that was going to be our chance to get back and potentially go drive and score and tie the football game up, and you never know what happens from there. But, really impressive team. Congratulations to them as they move forward, and, love our football team, and these are never easy moments.
Hey, Sean, on the broadcast, it was noted that you said that Aaron Donald was not being held to an injury-related pitch count, but he played a season-low snap count, it looked like. Was he limited today because of that injury? And as a follow-up, what was his sort of coming in and out? What effect did that have on the defensive line and your pass rush today?
Yeah, I mean, they do a good job of changing up their tempos, their personnels. We had some different subs going, and really Aaron is able to sub himself, and so we'll have to really see. But he was going to do everything in his power to be out there with his teammates. This guy's the epitome of a warrior. I love him, and the plan going in was seeing how he feels. He's kind of always got that the ability to be able to tell us how he's feeling. And so as far as the exact snap counts, there's a lot of things going on during the course of the game that we have to be in tune with.
And he was really emotional on the sideline and being comforted by a coach after the game. For you guys to get to this point and then have one of your best players around whom your defense pretty much operates go through something like this throughout the course of the week, what effect does that have overall on you guys?
Yeah, it has an effect. I mean, Aaron cares so much about this team. He's such a great competitor. What he also understands is how difficult it is to even put yourself in a position to be one of the final 8 teams. That's the thing you talk to the team about is that, hey, don't take this for granted. Let this fuel you, let this drive you, but understand you still have to start over, and you don't just show up in the playoffs and get a chance to win or show up in the divisional round. It's very difficult. I think Aaron knows that. We've been able to go to the playoffs 3 of the last 4 years, but you don't minimize, and that perspective is something that, you cherish. I love Aaron Donald. It means a lot to him. And it's unfortunate that that he wasn't at full strength today, but I just think the accountability, the ownership that he has, the expectations and the standards, he wants to be able to really make a big difference week in and week out. And I think in some instances he felt like with the way that he feels like he can contribute, that's where I think he was upset. But I love him, and very thankful to work with players like him.
Sean, what did you see from Jared Goff today?
I thought Jared did a nice job, Lindsay. I thought, there was a couple opportunities where he got us into a rhythm. I really liked the sequence where we got the first scoring drive where he made some plays in the empty formation, ended up progressing, hitting Josh Reynolds, hit Robert Woods on a seam. Thought he saw the field really well. I loved the tight window throw to Van Jefferson for the touchdown. That's those two sequences where we got it to a one-possession game, Lindsay, is where I'll go back. We had a drop that was a big drop on a play that we had a chance to get ourselves in a third and manageable, and then the screen was a stupid call where Alexander did a nice job making a play, and you get yourself in negative yardage. So I thought Jared did a good job. I thought he saw the field well. I thought he was good and efficient with his decisions, and they did a good job rushing, and we ended up having 4 sacks. They got 4 sacks on us, but overall, I thought he did a nice job today, Lindsay.
And then, what gave you the confidence to keep going to the Wildcat?
Well, I think the more that you can have the ball in Cam Akers' hands, we're in a good position. So. The one we were kind of looking for an opportunity, maybe throw it to Jared. Then we came back to him, and what an outstanding touchdown run that he had from about 7 yards out. This guy is going to be a big-time player. He got more and more confidence as the season went. I have tremendous, confidence in him, and I think Thomas Brown did such a great job, being able to help him continue to mature throughout the season. And I think this guy has an unbelievably bright future.
Sean, was this just a bad day for the defense or just too much Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, I mean, I think there were some broken plays. I think you saw they're a really good offense, and I think the thing that's such a winning edge for them is the ability to get into the offset gun or even under the center. And Aaron's got such great command. The game sometimes feels like it's in slow motion to him, where they're physical up front. They thought Williams and Jones did an excellent job of churning out tough yards, but then you get some isolations outside, or you get a favorable box count or something that you like where you get you're just whipping it out, and it's like he's throwing darts. He gets the ball out on the perimeter, and whether it's Devontae or some of their other skill playmakers, they're getting good yards, and those end up being extensions of the run game. And so, guy has such great command. We talked about it all week. And the first drive, he catches us in a substitution and ends up getting a big play down the field. And when you watch, if you knew nothing about football and you said, what does it look like to feel like the game is in slow motion and you're just so in command and under control? That's what it looks like when you watch this guy play. And you don't have to be anybody that really knows what's going on. He's in total command right now. He's playing at an unbelievably high level. And really, there was a couple drops that he had that could have been, some big plays as well in that first half that we kind of were fortunate with. But this defense has carried us the whole way. Our defense has been the strength of this team. I love this defense. I couldn't be more proud of the consistency at which they operated with. That's why I think I'm so sick, is because it was an opportunity where we got it to a one-possession game. They got the 2 stops that were necessary, and you wanted to make sure that we gave ourselves a chance as a team, and that's my responsibility, and I didn't come through there, and I think that's what's going to really sit in my gut. But, you give credit to the Green Bay Packers, but this defense has been stout and phenomenal all year. It's a tough result, and it's a tough, finality to the season, but I don't think it takes away from how great they were and how instrumental they were in us even getting to this point as a team.
Thank you.
We'll wrap up with Kevin, Bill, and then Eric, please.
You talked about Rodgers. How telling his touchdown run about what he's capable of creating?
Yeah, it was, Kevin. That was a play that kind of had a good feel was coming, and even when you kind of feel like you defended it, you can't leave your feet against a great player like that, and he kind of has a good way of being able to make it right, even if it's not totally perfect for you. And he's a special player. It's why he is definitely deserving of more than likely being the MVP of this league. Okay, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Bill.
Considering using the Wildcat, Sean, and is that something that could become a bigger part of your offense during the offseason? You have a chance to win on it.
Yeah, I think it is. I think when you look at it, Cam has done such a great job of really just continuing to become a big part in some instances a focal part of the offense. You can definitely build on that. I think you want to pick and choose your spots, but like I said, I think this guy's got an incredibly bright future. The more that the ball's in his hands, usually good things happen, and we've seen that as of late. And I think he really had a lot of good momentum and a lot of good performances that he can draw on to really build on this. And I think it can be something for sure that we build on.
We'll let Bill in for one last one, and we'll wrap up with him, please.
Okay.
Yeah, Sean, did Jared prove anything to you today?
I think he did a nice job, Bill. I thought he improved on last week. I think you really saw a guy that stepped in and he did what he could. I thought he made some plays. Thought he saw the field well, like I was mentioning. But he did a good job today.
He's your is he your quarterback?
Yeah, he's a quarterback, right?
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
All right, thanks, guys.
Hi, guys.
Go ahead, Jordan.
Jared, can you just take us through the emotions right now of this moment and your final moments of that game?
Yeah, it's always tough. It's extremely disappointing. You come so far and you come out here and play against the top seed and feel good for most of the game. Feel like you got a chance to win, and obviously come up short. It's a tough feeling. It is tough and disappointing.
Lindsay?
Jared, you had a really solid performance. Is there any sense of personal accomplishment that you went out there with your nuclear prayer thumb and showed everyone you're more than capable of being quarterback?
No, I mean, we didn't win the game. My job was to win the game. I thought I was able to do some good things out there today, but no. My job is to win the game. There's absolutely no moral victories, especially in the playoffs.
David?
Jared, can you take us through kind of late in the game? Defense got a couple stops, and you guys had some opportunities, just weren't able to capitalize.
Yeah, I think there when we cut it to 25-18 and had that momentum, it started to swing back our way. You could feel it, and it stalled out a drive. I think Simba even had a good kickoff return on that drive, I believe. And we stalled out and had to punt. I think that was kind of our chance to really get back in the game and put some points on the board, and unfortunately we missed it.
Bill and then Kevin, please.
Yeah, Jared, I know you told Lindsay there's no more victories, but surely you take some pride in what you accomplished, what you overcome with the foul, with the loss of Cooper Kupp, the way you performed.
I think last week there was a little bit more personal pride to get back on the field. This week I was practicing the whole week and was fully prepared and was obviously happy to be out there and playing again and felt good with my thumb. I know you're not asking this, but I'm not trying to make any excuses, and I won't make any excuses. If I'm on the field, I'm fully capable of doing anything I need to do. And I was proud of myself to be able to get back out there, absolutely, but I'm not proud of losing this game.
Thank you. We'll wrap up with Kevin, please.
You made some really nice throws in the first half. Kind of told everybody, the hand is okay. Did you know going into the game how it was going to feel? I guess I should ask how did it feel? Was it close to normal?
It felt good enough to make any throw I needed to make. I think that's the best way to put it. Of course, no. I mean, it's still recent to surgery, but it's plenty capable to make any throw.
And you knew going into the game that you'd be limited.
I don't think I felt that way at all. I think, does it feel normal? No, but is it capable of making every throw I need to make? Yes, and I think that's the kind of difference. It won't feel normal for 6 to 8 weeks. That's the injury time, but it's still capable.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Jordan.
All right, guys. Thank you. Appreciate all your.
You have your muted.
Oh, so no worries. Hello.
And we'll start with Lindsay, please.
Hey, Andrew. Aaron Donald was very visibly upset on the sideline there to end the game. I'm just wondering, as a teammate, what it's like to see a guy who obviously gives it all every game not be able to maybe do as much as he typically could in such a meaningful game because of that injury that he had.
Well, this is tough. You feel for him. He's a guy that carries us all year. Throughout the 4 years I've been here, he's been somebody that his attitude, the way he approaches everything, is a bell cow for this team, and it's something everybody leans on. And I think it's tough to see a guy, when they're injured in a way that way, but they're just trying to gut it out. I know a little bit about that feeling, and I can imagine for him it's just tough.
ahead, Marie.
Hey, Andrew, what do you say to some of the younger players that are going through this for the first time, some of your teammates?
Well, I mean, I think obviously when you get to this week, you've accomplished something as a football team. This is, to me, a huge feat. I mean, I can, attest in Cincinnati, played on some really good football teams, some division winners, some opportunities where we were a high seed and thought we were going to have a special run and never made it to this round. So, it's one of those things that I would give away all those division wins, winning divisions to make it to this round and have an opportunity to play to go to the NFC Championship or the AFC Championship. I mean, it's a great thing for those young guys to have experienced. And I think it's awesome because it gives them a little taste of success in it, but also still the hunger that, hey, you know what, there's more out there, and we're going to have to rebuild from the bottom and build ourselves back up. So hopefully those young players will use it as a fuel to build themselves back to where they want to go.
Eric?
Yeah, Andrew, two quick ones. What are your thoughts on Cam Akers in terms of becoming a more bigger part of this offense in the offseason, different things you can do with him? And then you mentioned it, all the years in Cincinnati, it's hard to get to the final eight, but what do you have to do to get over the hump and get back to where you had your couple years?
Yeah, I mean, obviously first on Cam, I think I said it last week, and I've said it to him all season long. He's special. He's a special kid, just his heart and his passion, much less his talent. And he's one of those that even as a rookie, his chatter, his talk, his belief in us and himself and what we can do is really special. And, I look forward to watching him have a tremendous career because the way he's wired, if he can stay healthy, he's going to be a different one for sure. And I think he's continued to grow that way. You really think about his season. Unfortunately, got banged up at the beginning of the year with kind of a similar injury to what AD had. And so he was out for a little bit there and unavailable. And so, I mean, that kind of stunts your growth. But how fast he's come on since then has been tremendous. And so, I like I said, I think he's one to get excited about moving forward. He's going to be a guy who's not only going to be a good football player, but I would imagine Cam Akers is going to be a leader of this football team very quickly. And I think you touched on, forget your second question. What was your second question, Eric? Oh, you're muted.
Sorry, what do you have to do to get back to take that next step?
Well, I mean, obviously, it's not as ideal to be the 6 and 7 seeds in these opportunities. I can tell you that, too, from experience in Cincinnati. It makes it a tough road. So there's a reason that it's, it happens, but it's rare that teams win, 2 or 3 games on the road in the playoffs to get to the Super Bowl. So you got to get yourself to where you win some of these games. You really look at our season. I mean, plenty of games in the season that you can say, wow, I mean, it just don't make some mistakes here and there that you're really just kind of, stopping yourself or hurting yourself throughout the season, that if you win those games, we're in a much better, different seeding situation and have the opportunity possibly to have ourselves in a little better position in the playoffs. But not only that, also just being able to execute and make sure you can play at the level of these top teams. And I thought today, considering everything going on with guys banged up and all that was with our team, I mean, I thought we came in and fought hard. And the reality is, this game was a one-score game in the fourth quarter, and we had a chance. And just did that last drive, didn't do enough to go tie the football game.
We'll wrap up here with Jordan, Gary, and then Bill, please.
Andrew, I know this is far from the topic at hand, but you personally have overcome just sort of a lot, especially in the latter half of this year. As you've sort of reflected on all of that and prepared yourself for the postseason, what have your thoughts been on your own career and your longevity? And are you more motivated to return? I know you were planning on it anyway, but are you more motivated to return now that there's a little bit of unfinished business on the table?
I really, I think that sometimes people can construe things you say a little different. I mean, I wouldn't say that I was already decided to come back. It was more in the sense that when I sit from where I was a week ago or 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, it's like I'm looking for reasons that would just tell me, hey, I need to stop playing or those kind of things. So I don't see those. But obviously, the season's over now, and I'll sit down and collect thoughts with the family and with Sean and with the Rams, and we'll figure those things out. yeah, I mean, I think with unfinished business, with really what I've had to overcome this season, I would love to go back out there and compete with this football team again. But, there's a lot of things that have to align there. And the one good thing, like I said before about this injury, is that I healed really well. Obviously, as Reggie and Dr. Elishosh try to convince me, this was a 16-week injury that you're playing within 8 weeks. And so you're not going to be yourself, but you're okay and you're safe, and so some of that's a little frustrating, but it's one of those things that it's the real decision, and that's one of the reasons I knew coming back. I said what I said about I get a chance to be what I say I'm about, because I knew coming back I wasn't going to be as healthy and as effective maybe as I've been in my past, and maybe feel as confident as I have in my past. But it was about more than just me. It was about our football team. It was about, I know what I mean to these guys and how important it is for me to be in that huddle with them. So I had to make the decision that maybe for my personal career or what somebody's going to say of how you perform or not perform, being out there with my guys was more important. And so to me, making that decision, going through that, all those things make me just more invigorated to get out there with them again. And hopefully things work out, personally and with the team for me to be back.
Andrew, a lot of talk about the Packers' offense coming into this game, but their defense, in terms of their pass rush today, what was making them effective?
Well, I think you look at them all year. Their rushers have been pretty good. I mean, that's kind of what they're built on. They paid those guys. They drafted 52 Rashawn Gary in the first round, I believe. I mean, they're kind of built on that. I mean, they have a good cover corner, and they also do a lot of things with coverage to really let those guys rush and create pressure with five and sometimes bring in another. And so we knew that was going to be the case. And obviously when you get down in games, especially against really good football teams, rush becomes a thing, because the reality is you're just stuck sitting in the gun throwing it. And, it's one of those things in the NFL, you try to be the team that doesn't get put in that position. And, unfortunately, we didn't do enough earlier in the game to keep ourselves out of that position. And you go on the road, and they had enough of a crowd to make it a little different than what we've probably been around, but it's no excuse. I mean, we just weren't firing on all cylinders as a team today, and we just got to take a couple of those ops where we had, especially down there early in the game in the red zone, to unfortunately get a penalty and not get 7 points there. I mean, what a huge difference that could have been right there in the fourth quarter of that football game.
All right, we have Broncos on deck, so I'll be right there. Thank you, Andrew.
All right, appreciate it.
Doing? Y'all can hear me?
Yes, sir. Thank you for the time. We'll start with Lindsay.
Hey, Michael, can you kind of just take us through the emotion that you guys felt on the defensive line, and also if you've been able to talk with Aaron? He seemed extremely emotional after the game.
As far as just about the game and just, is that what you're asking me, Lindsay?
Well, yeah, what's the emotion for your guys' group in particular, losing this game the way you did?
Definitely not happy. Definitely not happy. A lot of the guys, there's always, a lot of guys feel like it's on them, that I messed up or I failed you. It's like, man, everybody had their hand in it, It's like we just wasn't, clicking on all the cylinders. Like, Big Whit said, defensively, we feel like we could have did better, could have tackled up better, could have did a lot of stuff better. But that's what these playoff games are about, kind of fighting through all the BS and just continue just to play, stick together. And I think that's what I was most proud about this defense in this game. Was there was a lot of things that didn't go our way, but there wasn't one time where we got to pointing fingers or anything like that. This defense definitely has a lot of ownership. So anytime somebody felt like they messed up, man, I got to do better. I got to do something, to help y'all out. So I appreciate this defense, every single person on this defense, because I think as men, we stepped up to the challenge to face anything. Never fearing. Going out there and playing the best you can do, and I think that's all we can do. We let it hang, we let it all out there, and it wasn't for us today. And we just tip our hats to Green Bay. They did a hell of a job today. Much respect to them, and good luck.
And Brock, you know Aaron as well as anybody on this team. What do you think it was like for him to kind of be limited today? And obviously he was really upset after the game.
Just hard for him, man. Hard for him. For a guy like that to to work as hard as he does, to put in everything he does. I promise you, with his injury, he'll be working out next week. I promise you, he'll be doing something next week. But for him to just feel like he gave everything he had, and he almost felt like he was hindered a little bit with the injury and stuff like that. So I just got to talk to him, let him know, man, that's not on you. That's not on you. There's no reason why you have to feel that way. You feel like you failed us or anything like that. You gave us everything you had, and you are the reason why we're here. So I just think that's the biggest thing. We have to let him know is that he's the greatest. He's a great leader, great teammate, and we'll be better.
Michael, you talked before the game about you can't buy into the mystical, Aaron Rodgers and whatnot. But
yeah,
how frustrating was it playing against him today? Seemed like you guys got close a few times and then he got out.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he was on it. He was on it. He was doing what he does. You try not to get, like I said before, you try not to get caught up in it. You try to rush and get after him, and he still makes those plays. And you're like, man, you just hope, he doesn't find that open receiver, and nine times out of 10 he does. So, he was on, man. I just tipped my hat to him. There's nothing else I could say. He had a great game.
We'll wrap up here with Kevin, please.
Number one offense, obviously. Did they show you anything that you hadn't anticipated?
They showed me that you can scheme up, guys. You can scheme up a good defense if you want to, and then especially you have one of the greatest quarterbacks that ever played this game, one of the greatest receivers played this game, a great running back in Aaron Jones, and they just use all their guys. They made the field super big. You have to defend every inch as far as laterally. They were hitting you with bubbles one way and zone plays this way. So it's just about, everybody being on their keys, everybody playing the right leverage and stuff like that. And, they exploited us in some plays.
Thank you, Michael.
All right. Appreciate you. Thanks for having me, guys.
We'll have John Johnson.
What's going on?
We'll start with Jordan.
Hey, John. Just wondering if you could take us through some of the emotions that you're feeling right now, and then some of the emotions that you may have felt at the end of this one, and particularly as you sort of head into a little bit of an unknown this offseason.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I had a little moment, when they were taking knees. I just said I loved all the guys I was out there with. Dapped them up. It was a heck of a season. Don't know what's going to happen. I might have shed a few tears. I'm glad I got it out on the field and, not where anybody can see me. But it's definitely emotional, just not knowing what's going to happen, not knowing if the guys you've been with for 4 years, you're going to be with them again. So, I guess we just go from here and see how it goes.
Lindsay?
John, what were you seeing out there today from Aaron Rodgers?
He's a great, and it's so easy to see, any type of defense we were in, he would just look up. Whatever he saw, he'd do the opposite of what we were showing, and it ended up working. So I tip my hat off to him. They had a great plan. They were prepared, and we just didn't make enough plays to win. But I tip my hat off to him. He's all-time great, hands down.
Great.
John, how much of what happened in the defense today do you attribute to little errors the Rams made, and how much of it is just that the Packers have a really incredible offense with a lot of great players?
Yeah, I feel like, it was a perfect storm. Every week you have a plan that you trust in it, you believe in it 100%. By the time you get to Saturday or Sunday, and, sometimes it doesn't work out. We didn't execute to a high enough level that we needed to. And they're coming off a bye, it was a perfect storm. We had to take our team on the road. That's always hard. So it was just one of those games, and came out with a loss.
We're up with Claudia and then Emmanuel, please.
John, you went deeper into these playoffs than expected, plus you hung in there with the best team in the conference. How would you describe this season and this game?
Yep, it's an interesting season. You know, obviously we finished number one. That's a huge testament to the work that we put in. But you know, it's a lot of ups and downs. We lost some games that we thought we should have won. You know, had some tough battles. You know, we just rode the wave of adversity, and to get to this point, you know, everyone counted us out against Seattle. Everyone counted us out this game. To just go out there and compete, it just shows you know how connected this team is.
John, what's the behind Cam and how do you look at their future?
Can you repeat that, please?
What do you see out of Cam Akers and Andrew Whitworth? How do you feel about their future?
Oh yeah, they're true pros. You know, they came in ready to work. I love what I've seen from Cam. You know, he's a hard-working guy. Doesn't say too much. He just gets after every day. True professionals is what I can say, and they're only going to get better. You know, they had a couple flashes this year, and they're only going to get better. So I'm excited to see what happens in the future for them.
We'll let Gary finish up here.
John, it seemed like late in the first half you guys had a couple opportunities for turnovers, and then the fumble that kind of bounced to Rodgers, you guys weren't able to get. Was it just a day where the defense just wasn't able to capitalize on those, which is different than kind of what's been happening with you guys?
I think you can say that. You know, sometimes the ball just doesn't bounce your way. Sometimes you can't make that big play, like you said. Just hard to execute. You know, being on the road, different weather. You know, with an all-time great quarterback, we had some opportunities, like you said, but didn't cash in, and that might have been the difference in the game, the difference in the outcome of the game. So, back to the drawing board. You know, get healthy, attack the off season, and you know, come back stronger.
Thank you for everything, John. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Bye, y'all.